Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Gina O'Neill. Today's topic is going to be, first of all, I'm going to go into a little bit about some of my credentials. Excuse me. And these ones are going to be surrounding a lot of death. There seems to be a lot of that going around these days, and I believe that um, I'm going to be able to help a lot of people um, get through their journey because of all of the experiences I've been through. So, first of all, I'm going to start with my credentials, and then I'm going to go into a little bit about my story, and then we'll take it from there. I try not to make these videos too long just because I'm not really technically savvy, and so they kind of got to be short and sweet and then maybe add lots to them. I don't know. Haven't quite figured all that out. Anyways, I'm just kind of going along as I go. Okay, so my credentials are I am a registered carried. I have been doing carrying for 20 years now. I worked for Fraser Health for 20 years. And I loved helping all of the people that I helped. However, working for Fraser Health is another story altogether that I don't care to get into right now. Um, anyways, um, I did palliative care for 8 to 10 years, and I really, really loved that. And so when I was doing my schooling way back when, they offered extra training in different departments once you got certification. And so then I chose a few different extra certification trainings, and I took it in palliative care, and then I also took it in dementia as well. So it gives you a little bit of an example of the fact that I've been doing this for quite some time. And then I also want to give you a little bit of an understanding of a little bit of my background now. And this is regarding my childhood. Um, I spent a lot of hours with counselors as a child, and it actually started at the ripe old age of 9 years old, self initiated, of course. There was no stopping Gina. That was just kind of the way that my spirit was and is, and there's just no stopping Gina. Gina gets, something going, and she moves forward with it because that's just the way I work. Anyways, um, so I spent a lot of time with the counselors, and then from there, I actually self-initiated going in, and mental health also offered programs for children who came from families that I came from, which was very dysfunctional, abuse, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so there was a little bit that was open to me that was maybe not available to the average public, but because of the experiences that I had been through, I was at least blessed to have 19 years or 10 years, I guess, really, by the time I really started getting counseling. Um, Before I got aged out of the program, which really was devastating. But you know what? I mean, I learned through that and I worked through that. And, you just move forward if that's, what you choose to do. And once again, it was just kind of a choice I made. And so then again, I move forward. So now, as far as the death experiences that I've been through, um, I basically, in my kind of from the beginning. My twin sister and I were born due to a terrible blow that was caused to my mother during her pregnancy with myself and my twin. Unfortunately, my twin didn't survive. Um, so loss started really, really early for me. By the time I was 4, actually no 5, I lost an older sister. She was sick with a heart murmur, And she eventually succumbed to her disease when she was 8 years old, maybe 9. Um, and then, of course, there was aunts and uncles and stuff like that. But they weren't, super, super close or anything. So, that's kind of secondary. But in my 20s, I lost my father. And in my 40s, I lost my husband. He was my second husband. He had cancer. And I also went through a very abusive experience with him as well. And then I managed to get my way out of that experience, which will, come in later videos as well. Um, and I got out of that one. And then I lost my mom in my early 50s, and that's kind of where this story begins. Um, it is, I guess, February 1st now. I lost my mom January 27th. It was Thursday afternoon. And, they say when somebody passes away, sometimes people, excuse me, sorry, there was a hair in my mouth, um, that sometimes there's people that that when they die, that you kind of get a sense. Well, we knew that mom has, gotten to that stage. And that day, at approximately the same time that she passed away from what we were told, I just happened to look up at the clock because I got this intense anxiety, first of all, that, like, I suffer with anxiety and I'm still working through that. But this anxiety felt really, really different. And it almost didn't feel like it was mine. I'm also very intuitive. So I kind of thought for a second, wait a minute, that doesn't quite feel like mine. But then I just kind of dismissed that. And then next thing you know, I got these terrible, terrible pains in my belly. And I didn't really quite know what to do with myself for a few minutes. And then the anxiety came back, and then everything was gone. And then a few minutes later, I started to feel dizzy, and I started to feel lightheaded. And then I drew the shades and presented to lay down, and my phone rang, but the roommate answered. And I had just shut down the blinds and everything because I just felt something, right? And I didn't quite know. Oops, that kind of hurt. My cat just kind of ran over my back. But so, oh man, I've lost it now. Because my cat kind of got me distracted. That's also something else that I have to deal with. I had a brain injury in 2014, and when I'm in the middle of something, I also struggle with some short-term memory issues. So sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, especially when I'm trying to do these videos because I'm not really technically savvy. So I got to try to keep them going if I can. Either than that, I kind of have to start over again. So I'm going to try to keep going. Please forgive me because it was a live video at the moment. So those were my things that I'm going through personally with my mom. And so anyways, she passed, and it was just a couple of days ago. But I really, really feel that it's really important right now for me to reach out to people because I've experienced so many deaths as I've explained, and been blessed with a lot of experience and time with counselors and stuff at a very young age. I'm handling this quite well, um, but my mom suffered a long time, and the last 4 years has been real rough for her. So, you know, in a sense, there's some relief because, I know that she's no longer in pain and suffering. And trust you me, these last 4 years have been a real nightmare for her. She's had a pretty tough life, which also is coming in a book. But um, it is kind of something that has just kind of inspired me to be the person that I am and to be who I have become. Just from all sorts of different experiences that I've been through. So I did a poem the other day for my mom. I've been writing for about a week because we went through an experience that was really rather painful. Um, my mom is in a facility in Chilliwack, and unfortunately, I was treated really, really poorly when I was allowed to come to say my final goodbyes for my mother. Um, Unfortunately, I have problems with postnasal drip, especially when I'm emotional. And I mean, my mom is dying, right? So, emotions, yeah, hello. Anyways, so once they start, there's no stopping. Well, I was forced to wear a mask, which I understood. However, I'm also highly allergic to those masks. They had me wearing, those plastic ones. I can't wear those. That's part of the reason why I'm not working. Because they started several years ago, started to really crack down on us wearing masks and stuff. So, there is definitely a lot of reasons as of why I'm not doing that career anymore. And that is one of them. Anyways, I stopped working 2 years ago, but there's also some medical stuff that's kind of along with that too, that you're also kind of going to learn along my journey as I share my story with you. I really, really hope that I'm able to inspire people who are going through the grieving process to understand that, um, you know, from the minute that we're born, we're actually dying. When you actually think about like even the developing of it, when it's developing, and then once they've developed and they've done their process, and then they die. I mean, every aspect of life, there's life and death and everything, and as our bodies go, by the time we're born, I mean, then boom, the day starts, the countdown begins, because our body's been completely developed by then, and we're boom, we're in this world. And from that day on, even though we might be counting age, our bodies are actually aging, right? So, I mean, our bodies are absolutely fascinating. But, I mean, of course, when we're young, we don't really quite think of it the way that um, people my age do, I guess. Um, so, anyways, I'm going to share my poem with you, and that I did, that I'm probably going to be putting in my book. I did another one that's very, very similar to it, and I just kind of added a couple of different things to it. And so I just wanted to put it out there just for people to enjoy. And I really hope that this helps people to understand my concept a little bit of life and death, and just really how beautiful the entire process is, because it really, really is. Anyways, um, I've titled it Hear Me Roar. Um, my mom's name is Jenny Lee. And so here it goes. My heart sings with joy, dear mother, that soon you will be in the arms of Jesus. Soon your heart will beat the familiar sound no more. Soon your heart will beat a mighty roar. Roar, mother, roar. Soon, dear mother, you will see the light so bright you can no longer ignore. Go to that light when it feels just right. Soar, mother, soar. There's no need for fright. It's truly time to delight. Oh, what a sight that beautiful bright light. Soar, Mother, soar. Finally, my mama found her way to heaven's door. January 21st, oh, January 28th, 2021 at 3:30 p.m. Soar, Mama, soar. I know wherever you are, you're in a better place than where you were here. And I am so, so glad that you're finally on the other side. There's no more suffering and there's no more pain. And I am so proud of what you became, who you became, and how far you came. So I'm really, really blessed to have been your daughter. So thank you very, very much for being my mom, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today if it wasn't for you and yesterday.